Hey guys, my name is Angelique and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Our Place Always pan. And while I'm demonstrating how it works and how it kind of functions, I'm also going to be sharing a one-pot healthy, family-friendly meal as well as some other meal ideas to hopefully help make life a little easier in the kitchen. I hope you enjoy it. All right, I don't know about you guys, but before I purchased this Always pan, I was getting bombarded on all social platforms about this pan, and I was really intrigued by it. You know, the marketing is so good. It shows this like really beautifully made pan. Everything looks really buttery smooth and seamless while it's cooking, and it was really appealing. And it also came in these really beautiful different colors, and so much about it was intriguing. And you know, I was really thinking about it, going back and forth, but the price was kind of the sticking point for me. I really was just like, I don't think this is the right move. I was thinking like, for the price, $145 for one pan, I could get a like Cuisine Art 11-piece set for like $150. So I was like really thinking like, do I really need a new pan? I don't know. So I kind of went back and forth, but one night I was watching TV with my husband and the ad came on TV, and I feel like it's a sign to get in. He's like, just get the pan. And so I think that had he known how much it actually cost, he probably wouldn't have encouraged me to get it, but I purchased it. And luckily, I think maybe a couple days prior to me purchasing the pan, they had started their spring sale and I was able to get the pan $30 off. So not a huge discount, but instead of $145, I ended up getting it for $115. So after I purchased it, I think I received the pan within like 4 or 5 days. Shipping was really, really quick. And apparently this pan has sold out like numerous times. So it is really popular, but I think it was really nice that although there was a sale going on, they were still being able to fulfill orders really quickly, which was nice. What it came with was obviously the pan, the top. It came with a steamer basket. It came with a wooden spatula, and it also came with like a natural sponge that you should use to clean it. I think you don't really need the natural sponge. You can probably just use the soft side of a sponge rather than, you know, if you have the two-sided sponge, you can use the soft side and it's probably just as good. But that's what it came with. And I think the idea behind the spatula, the wooden spatula that it comes with, is that you really shouldn't be using metal cooking utensils on nonstick pans anyways, because then it just scratches off the nonstick, and that's how your pans kind of deteriorate and you get all these kind of marks on your nonstick pans, and then it's no longer effective. So the idea behind the wooden spatula is that it's hard enough to be able to scrape something off the surface without scratching it. And you know, they don't have the silicone one there because the silicone is not quite hard enough to really scrape something off. So that's the idea behind the wooden spatula. With the wooden spatula, just keep in mind, don't stick it in the dishwasher. It needs to be washed by hand, because if you put it in the dishwasher, the really high heat can split the wood, and obviously that's, you know, that's not something you want. So make sure to wash it by hand when you're done. All right, so with regards to the pan, let's go over some of the features. So it is, again, non-stick. You see this really nice non-stick surface. It has two handles. It has a small handle, and then it has a large handle that has a silicone coating, so you can pick it up and it's not hot. However, this side is attached to the rest of the pan, so it can definitely get hot. So if you're gonna use it, maybe use like a cooking mitt or like a dish towel or something to help you hold this side if you need to carry the pot with two hands. The other nice thing it has are these two little pouring spouts. If you need to pour anything out, you can absolutely do that. And then it comes with the top. So the top has a little kind of cutout right here. You can see where the you can let steam escape, or you can actually put the wooden spatula right here on the spoon rest, which is nice. And then again, I said it also comes with the steamer basket. The steamer basket has two little handles. Those are the quick features, and let me quickly go over some pros and cons. So the first thing, like I said, it's heavy duty. It's very well made. I can't imagine anything coming loose or the silicone handle like peeling off or anything. It, again, very well made. So 2 thumbs up for the production of the product. So for number 2, it is non-toxic. It's, you know, non-stick pan. So I love that about it. It makes the cleaning very easy. It makes cooking easier and a much more enjoyable experience. Number 3, it comes in a bunch of colors. I think that that's a nice feature, just a nice little optionality and customization to the products instead of like your standard, you know, silver pan with the black handle or whatever it is that you have. The next pro I have is that it heats up really fast. So for this pan, you don't want to cook on high heat for prolonged periods because apparently it's not good for the nonstick, and also just overall the pan can degrade over time. So it heats up really quickly, so you can use the high heat for a period of time, but then you really don't need to sustain that high flame or the high heat. You can really lower it and cook somewhere between that medium and medium-low range. I already talked about the wooden spatula it comes with. Again, that's a nice little feature to have, and it also ensures that you have the proper tools to really care for your pan. Another pro of this product is that like I'd mentioned, the idea behind the pan is that you can use it to replace all other pans that you have, or maybe 4 or 5 other pans. Like I said, a saucepan and a frying pan, saute pan. And if you live in a place where you don't have a lot of storage, it's nice to be able to replace all of that with just one pan, just to create a little bit more space. All right, so one of the first cons that I experienced with this pan was that I thought it was heavy. And so, you're not gonna be carrying a pan around, so it's not the fact that you're holding it for a prolonged period of time. It's just when you start to pour, or when you're gonna transfer what's in the pan to another, plate or something, right? So if I'm turning it like this, right now it's not that hard, but because it's empty. But imagine if you have 1 or 2 pounds of food in here, it can get pretty, it can weigh quite a bit more. And what's nice is that there's a silicone handle, so it's like not slippery. It's like nice grip on the pan. But like if you're choking up to just get a little bit more leverage on the pan, you have to be careful, because there's this little area right here that's not covered in silicone. So beware of that. If you're choking up on the pan, don't grab it, because it's gonna be friggin' hot if you haven't let your pan cool down. Con number 2, I quickly mentioned it earlier, but there's a second handle on the pan that can get a little hot as well if you need 2 hands to transfer food or to carry the pot to another place. Con number 3 is that if you have a big family, I don't think you're going to be able to use this pan for a 1-pot meal. I think maybe a family less than 6. So I say that only because in my house, most of the time we have 5 people, and I'm able to cook just enough in this pan, but I don't think that I would have enough to serve, 6 grown people with just this pan. So that's just my opinion, but I think that you may need something a little bit bigger. One of the things that I've noticed, that if you're stirring food, like for example, I made spaghetti the other night, and I always make a lot of sauce because I like to have leftovers, so I don't have to keep cooking, every single day of the week. So I was stirring the spaghetti, and the spaghetti, I kept forgetting about this little divot, and I just kept getting it spilling over this little opening here, which is really annoying, because I just, normally you just stir and you don't think about it, but like, again, it kind of spills over. So that was kind of annoying. I don't know if it's a con or maybe it's just me, but that's something that I've experienced with the pan. The steamer basket is nice, but it is a little shallow. So, you can put just a tiny bit of water in there to steam. You don't really need a lot of water to steam your food, but you can't put too much, because then it will very quickly fill the bottom of the steamer basket, and then your vegetables or whatever it is that you're trying to steam can get soggier than you probably would like. So that's one thing I didn't really like about it. And there's little handles that take the food out, but then the handles are hot because they've been sitting in this hot steamer. So I don't know, pros and cons there, but the steamer basket is a nice feature, but you just kind of have to be careful when, removing it, or how much water you fill in it. It's just a little particular. And then my last con is that after reading some YouTube reviews where people were kind of disappointed about, the way that the product performed, or that the non-stick kind of wore away fast after like a few months, or the bottom of the pan was changing colors because it was burned or whatever. I find myself being very careful with the pan because I spent so much money on it, and I guess it's a little annoying that I feel like I need to baby a pan that is this expensive. So I don't know, just my opinion, but am I babying it, or am I taking care of it? It's questionable, but at the same time, it's an expensive pan, and I'm like, I just want to take care of it and have it last as long as it's meant to last. To demonstrate kind of the use of the pan, I'm going to be sharing a 1-pot meal with you, and it is family friendly. It's actually really good. It's the first time I've ever tried this recipe, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I actually went and used a recipe from Lainey from Life is But a Dish. She's fantastic, and I really have had a really good experience with a lot of the recipes that I've used by her, and they are so simple, and yummy. So I think, you know, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to try it. I'm all about simplicity in the kitchen, just making things as simple as possible. And this one was healthy, so it was a win-win. All right, so here are the ingredients. You need quinoa, chicken broth, black beans, diced tomatoes, and the seasoning you'll need is cumin, paprika, chili powder, and salt. And then I added some diced peppers because I had a ton that were kind of on their last leg and I just wanted to use them before they went bad. And you're also gonna need some onions, and you're gonna need some minced garlic. I started out by putting some avocado oil in the pan, letting it heat up, and I added in my chopped onions and cubed chicken breast and the minced garlic. And I let the chicken brown for about 5 minutes until it was no longer pink on the inside. And then that's when I started to add all the good stuff. I added in the diced peppers, black beans, diced tomatoes, and then I added in the chicken broth and the quinoa. So, like I said, you add the quinoa in with the chicken broth. I use chicken bone broth just because I like it, and I always get like a 6-pack from Costco and just kind of keep it in my pantry. Bring it to a boil, let it simmer and cover maybe somewhere between 20 to 25 minutes until the quinoa is like nice and fluffy. I think it took me about 45 minutes in total to kind of cook the meal. That's including the prep with, you know, chopping the onions and peppers and the cubing the chicken. In my opinion, 45 minutes is actually not that bad for something that's going to last me like a day or two. So I'm willing to sacrifice 45 minutes for a good healthy meal. So after it's done cooking, you can add toppings of your choice. You can add, you know, a dollop of sour cream. You can add avocados. I chose avocados and cilantro to add on top. You can see after I transfer it to the glass Tupperware, it was just like kind of smooth. It came out really easily, and I was impressed, honestly. I mean, it was my first time using the pan, so it's not like I expected it to stick after one use, but the fact that it just all came off really easily was nice. Again, I washed it in the sink, just Dawn and the sponge that they provided, and that was it. As a busy working mom, I know that it's hard to find the time to really prepare a nice healthy meal for your family. And so one of the ways that I try to do that is by buying meals that are pre-prepared at Costco. And so not all of it is that great for you. Some of it has too many preservatives and that sort of thing. But what I found was I have really been enjoying Kevin's Natural Foods, and it's paleo friendly. It's like really clean ingredients, and that's what I appreciate about it. And the family always really likes them. For this specific meal, all I did was make some white rice in my rice cooker. You can use white rice, brown rice. You can even, you know, use quinoa as your base, or even some greens as your base, whatever you want to do. But we love some white rice in this house, and so that's what I was going to do, and then add a vegetable as the side. So I had recently gone to the store and got, you know, one of those big bags of pre-packaged broccoli, and you know, that was going to be kind of my greens for the family for this meal. So what I did was I steamed the broccoli, and as I was kind of looking at the broccoli, I noticed like these like black spots, and I was like, is that mold? Like, what is that? And I kind of looked closer, and it was a bug. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe it was just that batch. I'm not gonna pay too much attention to it. So I kind of tossed that broccoli that I steamed, and I was like, okay, let me take some other broccoli. I'm gonna soak it, clean it really good. And in the bag, it said it was triple washed. And to be honest, on most cases, I don't even wash it again if it says triple wash. I just toss it in the steamer or the oven or whatever and cook it. But this time I noticed, and so I rinsed it out, and as I rinsed it out many times, I saw more bugs in the water, and I was like, is this normal? And so I went to Google and it was like, yeah, you know, broccoli is one of those vegetables that's densely packed and it's hard to get it super clean. So are the bugs gonna harm you? No, because they really are only eating broccoli, but it's just unsightly and it's not something you wanna think about eating bugs. So if I ruined broccoli for you, I'm sorry, but I just had to share it because, you know, when you buy things that say triple washed, you really should just at least rinse it one more time before you eat it because you may find some things that you don't want to see. Needless to say, I couldn't get the idea of eating bugs out of my head. I didn't care how many times I washed it. I wasn't going to do it. And your girl was not going to feel guilty about feeding her family bugs. So I just said, screw it. I'm going to toss the whole bag. And I felt really bad about wasting it. But let's be honest, I just couldn't get past the idea of the bugs. So the veggie changed from broccoli to green beans and it was fine. We sauteed the green beans in the pan, super easy. I used some olive oil, a little bit of garlic salt, and that was it. So that was the meal, the rice, the coconut chicken curry, and the green beans, and there you go. So that was a really healthy, easy meal. I mean, we did have a little hiccup with the broccoli that took a little bit of time away from it, but for the most part, it was really easy and it didn't take me that long. So I would highly recommend the Kevin's Natural Food brand if you know, it's nice to just have like a save me meal is what I call them. I need a healthy save me meal in the fridge on the days that I'm super busy that I can just take something out, heat it up, and that's it. So, and the kids always really like it because the flavoring is always really good. And there's like, again, not too much junk in it. It's never too spicy. It's always really, it's really a good experience for dinner. As you know, if you have kids, sometimes dinner time can be a little bit challenging. All right, that is my review of the Our Place Always pan. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button and comment below and let me know if you got the chance to try out that one pot healthy, family-friendly meal. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait for you to join me for my next video.